Hey guys, what's up? Shin0525. It is Sunday, so we're making a drawing video, and today's video is going to be on Pure Vessel from Hollow Knight. Not quite familiar with this character. I never played Hollow Knight. I do own it, in fact. I think it was free for like PlayStation Plus 1 month, and I downloaded it, so I have the game on my PlayStation. Just haven't gotten around to playing it yet. But I heard it's pretty good. It honestly looks really good. I like Metroidvania, so I definitely should check it out one of these days. But nevertheless, we're drawing Pure Vessel. It's a character from that game. And this video was requested by Pikachu. So thank you very much for your request, Pikachu. I hope you will be able to draw, I was going to say Hollow Knight, Pure Vessel by the end of this game. Or the end of this, I'm all mixed up. By the end of this drawing video. So, yeah. So anyway, guys, without further ado, let's get our pencils ready and let's jump in. Alright guys, so to start drawing Pure Vessel here, I'm just going to call him Pure for short. What we're going to do is we are going to start off with a nice kind of big oval. And we're going to keep it light. This is going to be like just a approximation for his head. So we're going to start with a nice big oval there. And then we can kind of draw on his body, which is kind of just like this kind of curvy rectangle. Kind of like that. Then he's have some big shoulder pads about here. We could just draw that in with an oval. He's going to have an arm go out here, and his hand's going to be kind of like a box that just kind of goes out. Kind of the same thing here, just going to go out. The arm's going to angle this way, the hand's going to angle kind of this way. And then we could just get kind of like these nice kind of long, kind of triangle shapes for his legs here. We could gesture in the cape if we want to be like this big, nice big curve right there. Be a part about here. And you kind of see the edge of it. So that's pretty much good for the gesture. Again, this is why he's I'd say Pure is kind of a easier character to draw, because like you can really break him down into simple shapes. So yeah, so it's just a primary oval, kind of like a curvy rectangle right here, just kind of two triangles, some ovals right here, and some squares, and you're pretty much good. So now that we got that down, we can actually start going into detail here. And basically, since we kind of got like kind of how big his head should be, what I like starting off with is kind of drawing kind of like a curve line down this oval, like this. And then from here, we're actually not going to start at the very bottom. We're going to start a little bit more, move his head a little bit more up. But basically here, we're going to get this kind of like U shape, like that. And then it's going to extend up, and we're going to get this big kind of like boomerang shape. So if you imagine like a boomerang, it has kind of like that big kind of deep U shape. So something like that. So there's a nice big kind of boomerang type shape here. And then once we got that down, we can kind of draw in, kind of make this line a little bit more rounder to kind of account for the shape. But then we could draw in his eyes, which his eyes are pretty easy. What you're basically going to do is start here, just draw a nice big kind of curve line, like this, and then curve it down, and then over, so you get a nice kind of like angle on it. Nice kind of like almond shape, almost. And then pretty much the same thing over here. This one's going to be slightly more curved, or like more on like an angle, since it's kind of like away from us and on the side, and slightly more rounder, so like that. And then just for a little bit extra detail, what you could do here is start a little bit before this corner right here, and then just draw a parallel line hugging the bottom line there, like that, and another one right here like this. And then you could shade the eye in as well. You can do the same on this side. So that's pretty good. Pretty good for his eyes. And now for his kind of head shape, basically what we're going to do is we're going to start about here and draw a little bump. So we're going to get 3 of these that go up, but we're going to start with the bottom one here and we're going to draw a little bump. Kind of make this U shape a little bit like more of a U, like that, and then go up, and then we're going to get another bump right here. And at the edge of this bump, we're going to go up, get another one, like that, and then we're going to get one more. Like that, and it's going to go down, kind of follow the U shape that we have. This one's going to go up. Same thing on this side, so you get 3 bumps. This U shape's going to go out. We make it a little bit bigger than what the gesture line that we have here. Like that. And if you want to, you can erase this middle line because it does kind of throw some stuff off. But that's pretty much how you draw his head. Not too complicated, not too hard. But once you got his head down, we could actually start going into his shoulder pads here. So we're going to start about right here, and I like drawing a nice little curve line. So it starts out here, it's going to dip in, and then quickly dip out, and then over, like this, and then it's going to go in, kind of curve up, and in like this. So it's hard to explain the shape. Honestly, it kind of looks like an ocarina. If you draw like little circles here, it'd be like Zelda's like Ocarina of Time. So you get kind of like this ocarina looking shape. And then under that shape, you're basically going to get like these little curves that go underneath. Kind of look like bug wings almost. But basically just draw that as drawing a little curve here. And then just kind of hugging the bottom here like that. And then you get one more. Like that. And now we're going to do the exact same thing on this side. There's going to be a slightly more of a curve here. It's going to go out, and I'm going to stop about here. And then we're going to get, again, that big dip. It's going to go out, over, kind of get that ocarina shape. Like that. Then we're going to get another one on the bottom here. Like that, and another one right there. And once we got that down, we could draw in 2 circles, one here and one here, and they're connected by a chain. So just draw a nice little curve line like that, connecting them. And then underneath his head, he's going to have a V. So it's like get a nice like V shape right there. And then he's going to have another about here. So you get 2 V's, and then you're going to wrap it up with one more V. So you get 3 V's going down like that. So now that we got that down, we can draw in his cape. So his cape is pretty easy. It's basically going to start about here on the shoulder pads, not at the very edge, a little bit before. And basically what you do is you just get a nice big curve line like this. And then you curve it up. And then in and stop about there. And then to make it look like it's like folding and flapping in the wind, we're going to start not at the very edge here. We're going to go a little bit above it. And then basically just draw this shape again. So we're going to just draw it curving out. And then it goes up and in like that. And then we're going to get one more, same deal, before the edge of this line. Up and just kind of curve it in like this. So it gets like a nice flowy cape feel. And then once we got that down, we could draw in, he kind of has like a front cloth right here. Basically it goes up and around like this. But an easy way to draw it in is we're going to start about here, draw a line going down. And then we're going to draw kind of like a kind of bumpy, kind of wavy, curvy line like this. Just going all the way up. So you get a line going up, kind of curves down and up. Kind of get this weird kind of curve going on. And then, but once you have like these like bumps, at the edges of these bumps, you're just going to draw a curve line going up. 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 one here, a nice light one right there, like that. And if you want to, if you have it like a real deep, like curve in like this one, you can draw a line going up here, same thing up here, same thing right there. Just to give it a little bit of depth. Like this one you wouldn't see it because it doesn't like dip back far enough, but these ones do. So it kind of gives it a little bit more like three-dimensional shape to it. Alright, now that we got that down, now that we have this like all done, I can tell his body's not long enough. He's too short. So to fix that, and he's too wide too. He should be a lot thinner. So to fix that, we're gonna just kind of elongate this kind of rectangle and thin it out. Should be something like this. And then we can move his legs down more here. And again, this is why you do a gesture, is you lay down the basic shapes, and then when you start going into detail, you realize like, oh, this is too high, this is too low, or like this isn't big enough. And that's the real reason why you do the gesture, and make sure you do it light so it's easy to erase. But other than that, basically his body shape's actually pretty simple. What we're going to do is draw a nice little curve here, like this. And then we're going to curve it, have a nice curve in. It'll straighten out where like his crotch should be. And then curve up again right here, like this. And then curve up. And then for the legs, basically what they're going to do is they're going to follow this curve. So we're going to get a nice little curve here, nice little curve here. And what they're going to do is it's going to get segmented. So there's going to be, the knee's going to be about here and here on it. And like we'll go further down like this. So basically what you want to do is it curves out, kind of curves in slightly, and then dips out where the knees are. And you get kind of like this kind of V type shape, and then same thing going up. So here, again, it curves in, and when you get to the knee, you kind of get like a little V. Then it's going to curve out, and then curve in again. So you get this nice kind of curvy line, like that. And then here, we're going to start another V, so we're going to get another V. But this one's going to be upside down. And this one just goes into a triangle. So you get like a really like elongated kind of diamond type shape. And now what you could do is draw a little curve line here and here on the edges, kind of thickening it up. So you don't have like 2 points. And if you were drawing this in, this would all be black. So you just shade all this in. I'm not going to do it here just because like you'll lose some detail and it'll be harder to follow. So we're just going to stick with lines, but basically what you want to do is draw 2 little curve lines curving up like this, and another 2 like this, connecting his legs to his body. And again, you'd shade it all in black, so this should be one solid shape. But now that we got that down, that's his body. And now we could draw in his arm here, which again, his arm's too high, so we're going to adjust that a little bit. Just draw kind of like a line going down, about here. And then the box will be about here, like that. So that's a little bit better. And basically to draw on his arm, his arm and hand, it's honestly pretty simple. So we're going to start here is we're going to draw a line going straight, and it's going to curve up like this. And then from here, it's going to have a nice sharp curve in like this. So you get kind of like this really long L. And then it's going to curve out and then go into another bump like this. So it curves out, has a slight curve in, and goes to a point. Then it's going to curve around and over like that. Then it's going to curve in and up. So you get a nice little C shape right there. Then it's going to have a straight curve going in, and then it's going to go up like that. So again, it's hard to explain this shape, but if you just kind of follow along with like the motions that I just did, it shouldn't be too bad. So it goes out, get kind of like an L, and you want to keep it like kind of angular at some points and very curvy in others. So this is very angular, angular, kind of angular, and these have like nice big curves to them. So like that. Now that we got that down, we can draw in his other arm, which his other arm's actually in a pretty decent spot. So yeah, we could work with this. So basically what we're going to do is kind of similar to the other arm. We're going to have a nice little curve here. And it's going to curve straight down like this. And then it's going to curve kind of down. So it goes here, kind of goes straight down, and then across like this. So you get kind of like an L. And then we're going to take a break on this, or if you want to, we can try to gesture in. So it's going to go up and then over, kind of like that. And then the rest of his arm will kind of start out here. So you get kind of like a shape like this, but now we're going to refine it. Start about here, get a nice little curve line in. It's going to bump out, kind of curve into the wrist here, like that. Then, but before we do this, and this is why I did the kind of gesture, what he's holding like a giant lance. So basically to draw that in, what you could do is draw in like a nice little circle right there. And then draw 2 parallel lines going off the edges of it, like this. And then draw a nice little circle on the bottom here. And basically what he's going to do is have a curve line that goes over this shape, so it shows like his hand holding it. And now we can finish off his hand, and basically what it's going to do is just kind of bump out and kind of curve in like this for his thumb. Again, nothing too special, nothing too hard. And erase some of this stuff, make it a little bit clearer. And now we could draw in his spear, which his spear is honestly not too bad. So kind of the same concept that we had here. Basically around a little bit above here, we're going to get a nice light circle. Or kind of like an oval, really. And at the edges of this oval, you kind of want the lines to kind of be parallel to this, but they're going to go to a point. So you just draw 2 lines, kind of staying on the same angle. So if we were to draw a straight line through this, go up like about there. So like from the center here, drawing a straight line going up, kind of go about there. So at the edge of these circles, you want to keep this line going, following that line. Hope that makes sense. But basically, you draw in like a nice little oval, kind of in the middle of this. So you get a nice little oval, draw a line going straight down the middle to kind of get the angle that it should be at. And then you just kind of draw 2 parallel lines, or they'd be intersecting at one point. So, but just 2 lines that go up like that, kind of following and meeting in the middle here. And they curve around like this, another curve around. And then just for a little bit more detail, you draw a nice little curve line right here to show like the bend, kind of in the spear where it goes up, like that. You can kind of erase all the guidelines here. Get something like this. So again, I think this is probably the most complicated part, but it's honestly not too bad. And then once the last thing we need to do to finish off this picture is to draw the back of his cape. So the back of his cape is going to kind of start here, kind of go around and kind of into the cape here, like that. So to draw that in, what we're going to start about here and just draw a nice little curve line curving out and over, and it's going to bump up and kind of go up to where like this, like his head is. Nice little curve line, and it's going to go up. And we're going to start before, not the edge here, a little bit above it. Just draw another little curve line right here, and then it'll curve up. And again, you can't see it with the body. And then this line just kind of goes out, over and up. Like that. So, and again, if you were to like draw this in, all of this stuff would be shaded in. So like his hands here, like this would all be black. So if it doesn't look quite right, maybe try shading it in, and so it looks like one solid shape. I'll just do it real quick. Hopefully it makes it look a little bit better. Or hopefully it makes you see it as like one solid shape. Because again, you wouldn't see like any of like the lines for the joints or anything. It'd just be pure black. Kind of like that. And then you get, this would also be black as well, up here. So yeah, you just kind of like shade it all in and hopefully it looks a little bit better. But, yeah, that's pretty much how you draw a pure vessel. I will, put the sketch that we just did up here. You stay up. And here is the inked version. You stay up as well. So, there you have it. Yeah, that's how you draw a pure vessel. On the right, we have the sketch that we just did. On the left, we have a, inked version, where if you take an ink pen, go over all the lines, erase all the guidelines. That's what you'd have. So, thank you again, Pikachu, for the requests. It was fun. Honestly, I like Hollow Knight characters. They have a really cool design. And honestly, he's not too hard to draw, because you could kind of really break him down in, like, basic shapes. But, anyway, guys, if you guys have requests, feel free to leave that in the comment section below. The way they work is you just leave them in the comments. I'll take your name, what you requested, put it on my how to draw list, and then on Sunday when I make a drawing video, I just randomly pick one off the list. There's no rhyme or reason. It's just kind of what I feel like drawing that day. So, anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and, yeah, have fun drawing a pure vessel. Anyway, guys, see you next Sunday. Bye-bye.